Hello. Come on in, guys. I have some special guests on with me tonight, and we got some really good topics to talk to you all tonight. Be sure to leave us any questions or any other additional topics that you would like us to cover during these lives. But tonight, we are going to be discussing how you can create digital products to add to your income as a service-based business. So, I have a guest speaker tonight, and I am going to add her. Come on in, guys. Come on in. Oh, my hands are really ashy because I've been cooking.
Okay, I think I got it together now. Can you hear me?
Okay, awesome. No, it's always the technology. Always. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm over here like, what in the world? But I never updated the app, so that makes sense. So, but I'm looking forward to getting into the digital products and everything like that.
Well, yeah, let's start off with like a little intro. You can let everybody know who you are, how long you've been doing it, your trainings, what you specialize in, that type of stuff.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so my name is Imana Santiago. I've been doing lashes for about 5 years. I started by taking a regular lash training and then I got my license. And the journey has really took me to different places and it made me realize that I didn't want to work all the time. So I really realized how important it was for me to have like a residual income from doing lashes. So I went from services to actually like selling ebooks and like selling online courses or like business seminars. So yeah, that's what brought me to not really do lashes as much today, but I did do lashes for about 3 years.
Awesome. That's great. I love that. I love that you saw that you wanted to add to your income and thought of passive ways that you could make that happen. That's so great because I do feel like lashes is something that we probably physically cannot do forever.
Definitely, definitely. Like your back will be have a hump and your neck will be hurt as well. So I even feel like now I have to go to the chiropractor just from the years of me doing lashes. So I
Yeah.
feel like it's just really important for when you use your hands or your body to work, you need a residual income at the end of the day. So I'm more than happy to share like free resources and stuff for people to use to like create their own ebooks and like webinars and things of that nature.
Okay, cool. Well, let's get into this topic. Let's just start off with, I guess, what advice would you give to somebody that is new to the industry and maybe they feel like they can fill a need or they feel like they have a technique they want to share? Like, what are the first couple steps that they need to take when it comes to building a digital product?
Okay, so I feel like the key when building a digital product is to have the experience for one. So I feel like you can't teach something that you haven't done for years, I feel like, or mastered. So in my opinion, like depending on what you're trying to teach, you should have mastered it in your business. So I feel like that's the first step, like mastering the skill. Like whatever service you're doing, like make sure you know how to properly like sanitize, how to properly like whatever you've mastered in the business, you can like break it down into sections and sell it piece by piece. So if all you've mastered is isolation, teach people how to isolate, do a little close-up video, do a webinar on how to reach, how to, lash in layers or things of that nature. But just don't do more than what you've mastered, because then it will look like, it won't be authentic. And then people want to see the results in your business that you're telling them that they can achieve by purchasing that digital product. So I guess just taking it step by step. Once you have the knowledge, then you need to like literally brainstorm, like get a notebook, Microsoft Word, just type up maybe like a couple pages of information that you have on the subject. And then you can use platforms like Kartra or Canva or Etsy to sell the information once you present it together. So I feel like you just have to piece it. But it's a project. I always tell people, like, you're a creator. You don't get paid immediately for digital products. So it might have taken me like 3 months to create an online course, but I'm going to make, a residual income from that for the rest of my life. If I just market it, I can go in and do slight updates. So it's definitely worth it, but you have to have the knowledge to be able to sell, if that makes sense, with digital products.
Yeah, no, that's so true. And it's just something about, like I like what you said as focus on one thing. Even if you're good at one process, you could break it down step by step. Like, I love that. That is definitely something that I've learned that we had to really get good at, because I feel like if you try to spread yourself too thin, like you said, it's gonna look messy. It's not gonna look tailored.
Yeah.
And when you this is what you're doing is something that you're always going to have to update, you're always going to have to revise. So don't think that you're set in stone. It's all about just flexing the muscle
Yeah.
and doing something and seeing if it works. If it doesn't work, going back to the drawing board, doing fixes, asking the people. Maybe you give it to a few people for free, get some feedback from them.
Yes.
you know
That's the key. People hate doing free work, but it's like you have to get people, like you have to get the authentic and true opinion of like what your work is. And what you said, going back to the drawing board. So like, just because you create a course a year ago, there's new technologies, there's new techniques that are more advanced. Like you have to consistently update your information. And I always tell lash artists, one lash fact a day. Like you need to be learning one new thing about the lash industry every day, so you're putting yourself in a position to like really have knowledge about the business aspect of doing lashes and how to like market yourself.
Yeah, no, I love that, because everybody just thinks, oh, I'm gonna start doing lashes, and it's just like how
Mhm.
to do them. And then it's like, okay, well, once you learn how to do them, there's so much other business training that goes into it, just outside of actually doing lashes. So,
Oh my God. And people don't know that. That's why like when people take even a lash specialty course or a lash class, it's like, okay, after you leave here, you have to, the first like 6 months of your lash journey, you're developing the skill. The next like couple months, now you're figuring how to get people to know you even exist by marketing through selling desires. So I feel like it's really levels before you get to the digital product, but I feel like it's just a good end goal to have, because again, you can't do lashes forever. Like your back eventually won't be able to.
yeah. Well, the whole thing with not being able to do lashes forever, I just feel like if you go into it with a hustle mindset, you're going to burn out sooner, and you will not even be able to do 3, 4, 5 years. You won't make it. You won't have that longevity. I think
Yeah.
I, this is something that you can physically do for 10 to 12 years, but I do think not at a capacity where you're doing it from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Like, it's not something that really do a lot like that. Like, it's something that needs to be more structured. And then, like you were saying, the chiropractor, I think Pilates has helped a lot. Pilates, going to the chiropractor, because the Pilates focus so much on the spine and
Mhm.
how things are aligned, and because we're hunched over all day, I really think that that is one thing that I wish all lash artists would add to their regimen, as well as massages, going to the chiropractor, that type of stuff, because I do feel like it does strengthen your ability to be able to lash longer. But no, okay, so wow, that's really awesome. Let's get back on track. Let me think of another question. How do you think people can just like set themselves apart, I guess, when it comes to having a digital product, and looking for how can they find their niche when it comes to having a digital product?
So I always tell like lash artists, if finding your niche, like I feel like you have to do lashes for one to figure out what you're good at. Like sometimes we all have a gift. So some people's gift is mapping, some people's gift is mega volume, some people's gift is like making the glitter sets or the deco sets. So I feel like one, you're going to have to figure out what you're naturally good at, or what you like. Are you into learning how to do retention? Are you into the humidity in your lash room? Like you have to figure out what the knowledge that you have, and then I feel like you just have to piece it together. So I don't really necessarily think you have to be the best at something. I that's why I sell the knowledge as you gain it. So if you learn how to maintain the humidity in your lash room and you want to make like a 10-page ebook and sell it for $30, you can do that, because you that knowledge is like something that you guaranteed have checked. So I feel like a good place to start is like by gaining knowledge and then piecing it together through platforms like Canva. So that's how I have created them. And as a lash artist, you just have to be authentic. I feel like people want to know through marketing. So of course, once you create it, you have to market it properly. So I feel like just sell the desire of what you're marketing. So like if you're doing an ebook on retention, you need to, that is marketed towards lash artists. So if you need to market it in a way where you're like, if your clients are, if your clients are complaining about excessive shedding, like I have an ebook that'll make you, that will assist your retention and things of that nature. Like when you market it, you have to know who you're speaking to specifically, because if I came out with the ebook, like for, because you can go either way. You can go the business way as well. Like if you learned how to develop business credit, you can make an ebook on business credit, and now you're marketing to all entrepreneurs outside of the lash industry. So I feel like sometimes we limit ourselves to like lash everything. But again, like you said, having a lash business, you have to you do so many other things: social media management, managing your product line, managing your online store. So I feel like whatever you've mastered in your business, even if it isn't about lashes, that's what you have to like sell through marketing. And I feel like marketing is a skill for sure.
Yeah, I agree. Why can't we lash forever? It's not the fact that you can't lash forever. There's going to come a time where you can't lash as long for long periods of time like you were when you were young and you just
Yeah.
like when you have to think about your body 10, 12, 15 years from now, you are not going to be able to sit for 6 hours back to back to back and lash like you used to. It
And
might get
that's
more.
why we're them right now to get the do the digital products, because at the end of the day, you're back. I used to do that, exactly what you're saying. I used to work 9 to 9 and my back used to be like done at the end of the day.
It's not just your back. You're not drinking water. You're not going to the restroom. There's no blood circulation happening. It's a lot of things that can happen with you just
Yeah.
hard behind the bed. So
Yeah.
it's about starting your career off knowing how to set boundaries and be a business owner. Like, okay, like I have a full set. Let me make sure I have a 30-minute break after that so I can eat, use the restroom, that type of stuff. Not putting your clients back to back, making sure that on those busier days that maybe you have a day in between or half a day to recoup. Like you're just not lashing, going hard with the lashing. It's the burnout will happen and you will never recover. So yeah.
And it will make you like feel like lashing isn't for me, when really you have to know how to take care of yourself as a lash artist. Like if you don't have boundaries, it's going to teach you like, hey, I got to take this time for me. So you're 100% right as far as and so charge more, work less.
Basically.
I would say if your skill, you can't charge more than what your skill is to me. So if you're not, your isolation has to be on point if you're charging a certain amount to me. But really just, I feel like what she meant by that is just you need to space your schedule out to where you're not draining yourself, you're hydrating yourself, you're taking dual Pilates. Be proactive versus reactive so you can like have longevity with
But
the
I
life.
said her statement is true. Yes, charge more and work less, because the time that you spend doing the lashes, and once you become proficient and you become a super professional, your time will become more valuable, because there's more people not knowing how to do lashes and there are people that actually do know how to do lashes. And then what you do with your time that you're not lashing is super important, and that's another reason why you need to charge more, is because the chiropractor, the massages, the Pilates, that stuff, it's very expensive. So you can't just be out here doing a full set for $100. You can't be out here doing a full set for $150. Like it's gonna 3-4 years of you doing that, you're not gonna be able to go to the chiropractor, do massages, because you won't have no time, because you have to work so hard for your money to make it. Versus if you charge more, 180, 200, 250, 275, you could take a day off. You can take a few days off. You can afford go to the chiropractor. You can afford, and that's where you start buying back your time. And you work less and you make more. That's definitely the goal. And I get it at the beginning. Not everybody starts that way, but you have to have that mindset of that's where you're going and that's what you're reaching for. You're not going to stop until you do that. I always recommend everybody increasing their prices every 6 months. Every 6 months before the holidays. To January. I see so many people waiting until January 1st to raise their price, and that's just not smart at all. Nobody's going to have any money. Like, that's not a good time to do it. You should have raised them in October 2 weeks before Halloween so that you could roll the holidays out making more and being able to spend time with your family and not have to miss out on your Friendsgiving and things that you want to do. So I saw another question. Someone said, I want to start my lash tech journey. What advice do you have on how you should get started? Definitely, depending on what state you're in, looking into getting a license. 9 times out of 10, a license is required to do lashes in whatever state that you're in. Some people take a certification class before, just to see if they like doing lashes before actually taking the step to get their license. But 9 times out of 10, the license is first. Then you would get certified, start practicing, practice, 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 practice. That's the only way you get better and start the journey. And then you kind of just go from there.
And instead of expecting, like, I think when people start a lash journey, they think it's way prettier than the process of doing lash extensions is. So just be committed to the process and you'll get better. Just be willing to practice, practice, practice. And again, like, I feel like in certificate of completion courses, they're more so teaching you like how to make money doing lash extensions. So if you need to learn about sanitation or like certain things, you definitely need your license and course. So that, or you to have the license in whatever state you're in, because in your certificate of completion classes, they're really mainly focusing on how to make money doing lash extensions, like how to
Yep.
market.
Yep. Or the technique.
Yeah,
Someone said, what should beginner prices look like? I'll let you answer that.
that I was gonna ask you that because for my students, I always tell them like, okay, when your first like 7 people, like they should be models. So what do you tell people to start off with?
I think that the first 7 to 10 people should be free.
I
Tips
said,
only.
yeah, because you're gonna practice. You don't know. You need to practice on them. Yeah.
A long time, and I would just tell them it's 4 hours. Like, don't try to be a model, because the whole purpose of having a model is because they're gonna lay for you. So you want to take at least 10 people that don't have nothing to do, that are going to let you just gonna lay there not talking, not just talking the whole time. Somebody that's just going to come and let you practice, doesn't care about what it's going to look like. It's all about you. That's the whole point of you not charging them anything, so that you can get your practice, so that you control how it looks. If they're disappointed or not, it doesn't matter. They exchange their time to not have to pay for anything, and maybe they got some lashes. So I always tell people 10 people free, just tips. And then starting out the gate, I would do like $100. Honestly, that's just me.
Yeah. And
Um,
I usually tell people like, and no less than 70 or 80, but that's, to me, that's if you haven't done like 10 people before. But if you've done 10 full sets, I feel like you can charge $100 as
yeah,
well, because they're paying for you. I think when people think about lash extensions, they think that the price is based on the fullness of the set, and the price is based on the quality of you protecting their natural lashes, like you making sure that you're not putting too heavy of a lash on their natural lash, like your expertise.
and I would definitely base that $100 based off of, out of those 10 people that you did for free, did they come back for a fill?
Yeah.
Make sure all of them came back for a fill, and then you start charging them $60 for the fill, $100 for the full set. Do that for like 2 months, then raise your price up to 140, $75 for the set, and then 6 months from that, raise your price to 180. Charge $80 for the fill, and you just keep on going until you get
Yeah.
to. It really does take 2 years to get to professional prices. And
Okay.
how hard your work. If you're doing a lot of people and you're seeing your work come back, and you're doing different ethnicities, and your retention is good, you just going through all the troubleshooting problems, then you're gonna achieve that a lot quicker. But if you're only doing 3 or 4 people every other week, it's gonna take you forever.
Yeah, because you got to build on that momentum. Like you have to keep going for sure. So it depends. Like if you want to take it serious, you'll commit your time to it. If you want it to be a side hustle, you won't. But nonetheless, like doing lash extensions, starting that journey, you're always going to have to invest time. And then once you get the money from the skill you've mastered, and that's when we're telling you to transition to digital products, so that you don't have to think about, lashing all day. You'll have like a revenue from, informing new lash artists that are coming into the industry with things that you've learned from experience that they don't know,
Yeah.
and things of that nature.
Yeah, and our industry is such a baby. Like, it's such a baby. We have probably 20 more years until we get as big as the hair industry. Like,
And I feel the same way. I feel like all the other industries get way more attention. And I'm like, the lash industry is overlooked a lot.
it is. It is. Lex said, "Do you think you should charge? Phil should be charged 50%. Yeah, 50 to 60% more. 50 to 60% of the whatever the full set is. That's like a good way to kind of just quick math. So if the full set is $100, the fill should be 50 or $60.
Yeah.
The more expensive your fills are, the more you're actually going to see money, even at the beginning. Like if you do 10 people for free, but make sure all 10 of those people come back and pay $60 for a fill, that's $60. And if it takes you 90 minutes, 10 people, that's about 9 hours. So it's really good money that could be done in 2 weeks. So it's really great
Yeah.
money.
And the thing is, people aren't used to making that amount of money because they're working at job. They're transitioning. So it's like when you first start, you have to walk before you can run. Like, don't come in just expecting to make like $200 a full set, but you can definitely at least charge 50% of each fill-in.
Yeah.
And because they're coming back, I feel like, and also if they come back with less than the lashes that you put on your booking site, then you can charge them for that full set. Because being that you just started off, like, you don't know how your retention is gonna last and things of that nature. Like, you're going to have to see like how your retention is on multiple clients. Like she said, like they're gonna have to come back for fill-in so you can really see the quality of your work.
Yeah. Yep. You don't know how good of a lash artist you are if you're not seeing your work come back. And if they're not coming back, you're probably not a good lash artist.
Yeah. Yes, and don't let that discourage you. Like, just keep going. Like, don't look at other people's lash journey. Just take your own lash journey. I see this question: advice on time management when doing lashes. I've been doing lashes for about a year and still take 2.5 to 3 hours. To me, 2.5 hours is normal. Like,
That's
this is,
normal.
yeah, luxury service. Like, it takes time. We don't do individual clusters. We're protecting the integrity of their natural lashes. So it's gonna take a little bit longer.
It just take longer. And if your clients have an issue with that, maybe they need to wear strips. Like or maybe you should do pre-mates on them. But it's honestly there's not much you can get around with the time. I always talk to people about celebrities, and I'm like, honestly, celebrities don't have time to get their lashes done. If they're not really about that lash life, they don't have the time to stay committed to what we actually do. Like, especially if they're busy wearing makeup, doing a whole bunch of stuff, like they're not going to see value in it because their time is way up here versus the house mom that has time and just wants to look put together. These celebrities don't have time. They're going to look put together whether or not like it's a strip, whatever it is. They don't really care. So yeah.
I completely feel that. I feel the same way. And I feel like at the end of the day, I try to rationalize with all clients. So if they're like, oh, are we done? Or, it takes so long. I just try to explain to them what I'm doing. And if they keep doing it, if they make me feel uncomfortable, then I feel like I would just probably refuse the service after a while because I'm not going to compromise the quality of my work so you can feel better. Like, this is what I do. This is how long it takes. And it is really what it is with that. And when you do services, you just have to have like boundaries. You can't compromise the quality of your work because somebody else is in a rush to go somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. Because they're gonna tell people where they got it from, and then those people are
Yep.
gonna say, like, "Yeah, girl, she do me in 1 hour," and then that person gonna come with eyes 3 times bigger than the person telling them that, and it does not. Our service does not fit like that. It really doesn't.
And word of mouth in our industry is so big. Like, people, you really will get a reputation that like you're a lash artist who does this to people, or so just try to have integrity, but also just like do the best that you can do with everything.
Agreed. Agreed. Woo! Well, this was a great live. I don't want to keep you too long because I mean, dang.
I enjoy live as well. I feel like we talked about the digital products, but also like lashes too, because they need to, it was nice. I liked it.
Yeah. I'm gonna put this on YouTube too. So do you have any promo codes or any specials or like just tell them what you have going on, how they can tap in, purchase, all that type of stuff?
Yeah, so for Black Friday we have a special on all of our virtual trainings, and we have a special on all our vendors list, our lash training kit. So our entire online store is going to be 25% for the next few days using the
Is there
code. Hmm?
Is there a code?
There is a code. Do you want me to type it in the comments?
I'm gonna type it. What is it?
It's BF 2022. So Black Friday, the BF stands for Black Friday 2022.
All caps.
BF is caps, yes, ma'am, in 2022. So yes, I have a special on all of our online classes, on all of our in-person trainings, and on all of our lash extension supplies. So be sure to take advantage of that. Did you guys have any specials going on for Black Friday?
No, we don't have any specials going on for Black Friday. We just ended enrollment for January cohort. So if we have anybody on live that is interested in getting their lash license in Texas, we are enrolling for February. We do have a scholarship opportunity available if you want $500 off. And yep, February will be our last online program. Starting March cohort, students will be required to come into the school. So if you're looking to get in on our online program, the final one will be February.
I did not know that. Yeah, like you guys should definitely get that. And then how can they get the $500 off the tuition?
They can submit. So you would complete a mini application. We'll send you over the information for the scholarship. You basically have to fill out a little inquiry form, and then you have to upload on Instagram and your stories or as a post telling us why you want to be a lash artist and why do you think DFW Lash University is a school for you. And then we're giving it to anybody that does the scholarship. We give them $500 off.
That's what's up. Yeah. I'm definitely going to promote that to my students and stuff. I enjoyed the live with you today.
Yeah, me too. I'm putting your code and I'm gonna pin it so when we save the live, it can show in trainings. Okay, here we go.
Yes, all trainings in our online stores are discounted for Black Friday.
Awesome. Lex is asking, where are you located?
I'm located in Houston, Texas. I moved there from Atlanta about a year ago. I inquired about the lash license. If there's anything, you can check the message. Okay,
Yeah.
this is former students. I'm gonna send her. I'm just gonna forward her your information. You can reach out
Okay.
to the program, the
Yeah.
online program. Especially being it's the last month, like people need to take advantage of that.
Yep, this is the last one. I'm trying to hold out, but TDLR, they're really making us bring, stop the online, 100% online. So anybody that is interested and they can't make the last online cohort for February, everybody's going to be required to come in 5 days. So March cohort, you'll still be able to complete the online program, but you'll have 5 in-person days that you'll have to do. And we give you 4 weeks to do them, 5 weeks to get. So I think that's still manageable. My biggest thing with not having the complete online program is all the students who live super far away, 8 hours away, that are down by El Paso. They've been able to get their lash license. There's not a lot of options by them. So we're still trying to figure out a way that we can, still provide that education to those people, even if they have to take a trip every other week to come and get their hours in person. So we'll see how it goes.
But I feel like the 1 day a week isn't bad. That's to me that's doable. Like that's a compromise. Everything else is online, so you can compromise 5 days to get the license.
Yeah. Okay, Pinky, she's going to forward your information to us. And if you want to do the online program, the last cohort for online is February. And so we'll get you signed up for that one. But yeah, we should definitely do this again. We can definitely do this next month. And I hope you have a great Thanksgiving.
Thank you. I hope you have a great Thanksgiving too, and we will definitely do this next month. Have a good one.
Okay, cool. I'll see you later, and I'll send that email to you after this, okay?
Okay, see you later.